4, keep the arms fully straight, 5, and try not to collapse into the wrist, but use your legs to release some weight from your wrist. Hold it in the last position, create more external rotation with the shoulders. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little shake to the arms. Grab the right hand, you're gonna put it outside of your mat or right here, and you can move to the other side. You're gonna grab the little separation between your forearm and your wrist. You're gonna place the wrist into flexion with the fingers facing to the side of your mat, and you're gonna be leaning a little bit backwards. From here, find that separation, press in that little separation right here, and from here, bring the elbow back again, and we're gonna rotate, internal rotation, external rotation, or pronation and supination of the forearm, both together. Let's go for 5 of those to warm up a little bit more into the elbow joint, as well as the shoulder complex. So let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, moving with your breath, and 5. Now from here, you're going to bend to the outside. If you need to adjust your knees to go to the outside, simply bend and then extend. So flex the elbow, extend for 2, let's go for 3 more. 3, 4, again, moving with your breath, and 5. Give a little shake, let's go towards the left, fingers facing towards the right. Find that little separation with the index finger and the thumb to separate the capsule of the wrist and the forearm. Then place the forearm, adjust your knees as much as you need to, rotate, external rotation, internal rotation for 1, 2. If you need a little more, simply lean more into the wrist flexion. So for 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring the knees a little bit closer towards the hand, and then flex the elbow, extend the elbow, and external rotate. Flex and extend. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Let's get into a squat position. If you need something to place right here so you can elevate your heels, that's okay. Or if you're working towards getting the heels down, you can simply be right here, but work on getting those heels down, bringing the knees to the outside. Find some movements in your hips to warm up a little bit on the lower body. And as you do that, you're gonna grab the left arm with the right hand. Find a little separation again. Try to find that separation where it breaks from the forearms, the ulnar and the radial, into the wrist joint. From here, no complete fist, that's gonna close the gap, but a small opening of the wrist. Let's go circles in one direction, and then circles in the other direction. Switch hands. Switch directions. Give a little shake. Let's do some thoracic rotations. This is especially important for calisthenics athletes. We don't do enough rotation in our training, so this might be a little bit tough if you don't work that much on mobility. For all my beloved yogis, this is gonna be a piece of cake. You're gonna grab the right arm and you're gonna wrap it to the outside of your left shin. With the left hand, you're gonna place it on the right shoulder, and you're going to inhale and open through the thoracic, and you're gonna slide the hand as much as you can. Maybe this is all you twist. What I don't wanna see is bringing the hips with you, so the hips are facing forward. You only twist from your thoracic spine. You're gonna go forward and back or out for 5 times. So here, let's go for 1. Inhale as you go forward. Actually, exhale as you go forward, and then inhale as you open. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. If you want, you can open your arm, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it up. Left hand to the outside of your right shin, right arm on your left shoulder. Inhale and open up. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Last one, exhale, inhale. Maybe open your arm, and if you're doing this routine again, you can do all the reps with the arm going up to create more intensity as you repeat this routine. Exhale, lower down. Now let's face the front of the mat again. We're gonna be doing some cat-cows. This is more on the yogi's side. We're simply gonna be moving our spine, shoulder above our wrist, hips underneath our knees. You can either be on dorsiflex or you can be on plantar flex. I like to be on dorsiflex. From here, we're going to take a deep inhale, arch your lumbar spine, upper thoracic, mid thoracic, retract the shoulder blades and look up. And exhale, round your spine, tuck the pelvis in, engage your core, chin to the chest. Move at your own pace for 3 more times. Inhaling as you go up and exhaling as you round. Once you round, protract the scapula, activate that serratus anterior, keeping the arms straight the entire time. Inhale, exhale, or move at your own pace. Now, go back to a neutral spine. I'm gonna be doing some scapula push-ups in quadruped position, which is this one, or tabletop if you know it that way. So I really want you guys to be as strict as possible with this technique. I'm not gonna be talking too much before the exercise. I'm gonna be talking during the exercise. So once you repeat this routine, try to always improve your technique. Instead of improving reps, the scapula works best when we're actually moving it in the way that it's supposed to be moving and not doing crazy amount of reps with bad form. So shoulders again underneath your wrist, hands shoulder width apart, hips underneath your above your knees. Now here, let's go into plantar flex. Bring the knees together and heels together. This is our starting position. We're going to find that our body tends to round. I want to open the chest a little bit, so upper thoracic extension, so it's kind of neutral. From here, you're going to protract the scapula and depress the scapula and extend rotate the shoulders. From here, a small ab engagement, not full posterior, but simply small ab engagement, so I should have a natural curvature on my entire spine. Again, always trying to open the chest a little bit so it's neutral and not super close. That is your starting position. You're going to inhale as you retract the shoulder blades, keeping the depression of the shoulders, so shoulders down towards the hip. Then exhale as you protract, keeping the external rotation of your elbows. That is for 1. We're gonna go for 8 of those. So lower down, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, moving very slow, feeling all the muscles of your back as you retract. Exhale, feeling that serratus as you protract. Inhale, and trying to only protract without flexing too much from the upper spine, keeping that spine neutral. So go for 3 more. Down, up, down, up. 1 more. Down, up. Hold for 5. External rotate more. 3. Open the chest a little bit more. Posterior tilt slightly bit. 3, 2, 1. Relax back towards your heels. Give it a shake to your arms. Now let's go into plank pose. From plank, we're gonna be transferring from plank into downward facing dog. Actually explain that drill first. Plank, downward facing dog, then back to plank. Once we get to plank, we're gonna be doing 1 scapula push-ups just like we did on table tuck, but this time is gonna be on plank. So the whole complete drill would be plank with a protracted scapula and depressed scapula. From here, downward facing dog. Then from here, we go forward. We retract, keeping the core engaged. So basically posterior pelvic tilt, and then protract, and then we go back. Just go 4 or 5 of those, moving at your own pace, as slow and as controlled as possible, really keeping that core tight. So when we sink, we tend to open our chest too much, and when we protract, we tend to close our chest. So trying to keep a neutral spine throughout the entire movement, and you need to adjust your feet slightly bit, so you don't have to move around that much. So find your plank first, and then it's going to be a longer downward facing dog that you might be used to it. But again, it depends on the limbs that you have, and you can adjust your feet as you move through the drill. That being said, enough talking as always. Let's begin into plank. So hands shoulder width apart, adjust your feet. Feet are together. They can be touching or they can be slight apart. Shoulders above the wrist, posteriorly to your pelvis, engage your core, small thoracic extension, so we're in a neutral spine. Protract, depress, external rotate. Let's hold this for 3 seconds so you get the feeling first. Quads are engaged so the legs become straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transfer, keeping that protraction of the scapula and external rotation, making sure your shoulders are healthy there. And then allow your scapula to naturally elevate as you get into this long downward facing dog. Then go forward, plank, keep the core engaged, retract, protract, and downward facing dog. Let's go for 4 of those. Arms completely straight, go forward, core engaged, retract, protract, press using the serratus anterior into that upward rotation of the arms, go forward, glutes are engaged as well, arms are straight, down and up, then downward facing dog. You can always drop down to your knees as you go to plank, go forward into plank, and a demonstration for that would be scapula push-up right here, and then you go into your downward facing dog. Let's go for 2 more, stay with me, core engage, down, retract, protract, downward facing dog. Switch to plank, keeping that protraction and depression. Now retract, keeping the depression, and then protract. 1 more downward facing dog, hold it there. Now adjust your feet, regular downward facing dog. If you need to rest, you can go into child's pose, spread your fingers wide, lift your hips up and back. If your heels doesn't get to the mat, or if this is first time in the morning or you are tight today, simply pedal out your feet. Now allow your hamstrings to move, and if your shoulders are dying right now, which they could, simply go into child's pose. Whenever you find your position, find stillness in the pose and breathe. Now from downward facing dog, we are going to be doing a lot of drills on the shoulders. It'll actually come down. Actually give it a shake. I was gonna make you stay on downward facing dog to build that endurance. If you're repeating this practice, you can stay on downward facing dog while I just say this. The following drills and combinations is going to be pretty dynamic, and we're going to be moving through a lot of positions, and your shoulders are going to cry most likely than not. If you don't have a push-up, simply lower into your knees and do everything on your knees. We're going to be moving through plank, half a push-up, then full push-up, then into side plank, then wild thing. Just simply follow me, but if you cannot do the push-up, either avoid the push-up or go into your knees once you do that position. So actually go, begin in downward facing dog. Actually, let's begin in plank. So hands shoulder width apart, bring the feet back. Find your protracted and depressed plank. Shift the weight forward so the shoulders are above the wrist. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna lower to a 90 degree, actually it's half a push-up. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up, hold it for 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down, but without touching the floor. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then full push-up. So 1.5 push-up. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Now we transfer into side plank on the right. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Bring the left leg back. Open up for wild thing. Inhale. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, back to side plank. Exhale, back to plank. That is on one side. We're gonna be doing the same and then moving to the other side. So if you need any rest, drop your knees. If you're with me, 3, 2, 1. Lower down to half of the push-up. 3, 2, 1. Push all the way up. 3, 2, 1. All the way down without touching 1 inch. 3, 2, 1. All the way up. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Use your breath to transfer to side plank. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Right foot back. Open the chest. Wild thing. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Back to side plank. Use your inhale to place the right foot forward and exhale to thread the needle. Use your inhale to go back to plank, side plank, and then go back to plank. If you need to rest, you can rest. When are we going for another round on both sides? So if you're with me, go with me. If you need to rest or pause the video, please feel free to do it. 3, 2, 1, halfway. 3, 2, 1, all the way up. 3, 2, 1, all the way down, hold it for 3, 2, 1, all the way up, hold it for 3, 2, 1, transfer to the right side plank, hold for 3, 2, 1, left leg back, open up, wild thing, back to plank, left foot forward, thread the needle, back to side plank, back to plank, shift the weight forward, lower down halfway, 5, actually 3, 2, 1, push all the way up, protract, deep breath, 3, 2, 1, lower all the way down, 3, 2, 1, push all the way up, 3, 2, 1, transfer side plank on the left, 3, 2, 1, right foot back, open up, wild thing. Now, instead of going into side plank, big exhalation, and the right foot is gonna go forward, step it up, then twist your hips so they're facing forward, drop the right knee, plantar flex, and we end up in this low lunge position. So give a little bit of a break to our shoulders. Adjust the position as much as you need to. A little bit shoulder width or wider will give you more stability, so don't be on the same line. Make sure the knee is going to the outside, it's not caving in, so it's going in a straight line forward. Core is engaged, brace your transverse abdominal. Hips are square, posterior anterior pelvis is small and lean forward, so we open up the hip flexors. You can simply be right here, or if you want a little bit more stretch, especially on your back or your front side of your body for a back bend, take a deep inhale and extend your back. Make sure not to completely sink down, but keep that posterior pelvic tilt and small and slowly bring the hips forward and down, keeping the chest lifted. Go back to your breathing. If you need to rest again, feel free to do it. Keep your legs active, especially your left glute, to create stability. From here, we're going to curl the back toes. We're gonna lift up into high lunge. Lift that up. Whew. High lunge here, we're going to be doing some pulses. We're going to go down and we're gonna bring the elbows back, basically like a pull-up motion, retracting the shoulder blades, and we're gonna be going up and then elevate like if you're in a handstand. If you see my hands, I'm external rotating as much as possible, not only my forearms, but this brings with it my entire shoulder into external rotation. So let's go down for 1, then up, elevate. Let's go for 4 more of those. Down, up, down, exhaling down, inhaling up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, hold it, high lunge, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to either place the blocks right here and go into a pistol squat, or option to not use the blocks or place the hands on the floor for the second variation, or going into the pistol squat. I want to demonstrate the easier variation first. If you're more advanced, you know what to do and how to make this harder. So from lunge, inhale, use your exhale to transfer into a pistol squat. You can stay here until we transfer back, or if you're with me, push it up, push it down, use your hands if you need to, go back to lunge. We're gonna be going for 2 more of those. So if you don't need the hands, go forward, push up, push down, go back, lunge, inhale, exhale, push up, come down. And if you need the hands, go with the hands. Inhale for high lunge. Now exhale and twist both feet or pivot both feet to the front of your mat. Remove the block if they are in your way. Catch your breathing in this forward fold. You can stand up, inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, fold with an anterior pelvic tilt. Find your position and allow this position to be your calming pose to go back to your breathing, to return to your body. You can move side to side, finding some movement in certain areas of your hamstrings that might be tight, or you can simply remain static. 2 more breaths in here. Now pivot both feet to the opposite side of the mat. So now you're facing back. You drop the right knee down for low lunge. And inhale. Again, use this as your resting pose. Make sure the knee is going to the outside. Make sure you're posterior tilting your pelvis. Right glute is engaged. Once you feel stable in the position, shift the weight forward. You can also be right here. I'll be here for 5 breaths. Again, to catch your breathing, I also need it. And then we move on in the same motions that we did, but with the other side. So elevation and depression of the scapula for 5 times, and then moving into those 3 pistol squats, this time with our left. You can stay on that bottom position, remember that, and you can use your hands or the blocks to transfer into that pistol squat. And as you do this routine over and over, and if you do it for, let's say, a couple of months, and you work also your pistol squat simultaneously, you're gonna be able to actually do the full thing as I'm showing the advanced variation. But everything one step at a time, without rushing and being compassionate about your own journey. Untuck your toes, find your stability with your legs. Inhale, raise your arms up for high lunge. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, bring them down, deep press and retract, then up and down, up, down, up, down. One more, send the energy up, shrug, down, retract, up, find your high lunge, transfer into pistol squat, and push yourself up, down, bring the leg back, high lunge, inhale, exhale, push it up, push it down, back to lunge, back to pistol squat, up, down, back to lunge, and exhale, twist both feet to the middle. Allow your knees to bend this time. Place both hands to the inside of your legs. Move side to side. Catching your breathing one more time. Now place the fingers facing to the outside so we create some external rotation in the shoulders, and press the knees to the outside to open a little bit on the hips. And again, find some free movement and move as you please. You can also get into a seated forward fold. Allow this portion to be your own practice. If you want to practice a handstand right now, any press, you can go ahead and do it. I'm gonna avoid that for the length of the video and for my own sanity. But if you feel free, now that your body's open up and warm, it's a time to flow up. If handstand is not in your practice yet, simply allow your hamstrings to open and allow your body to build strength in this practice. This will greatly improve all your arm balances and strength moves. Transfer back to the front of the mat. Drop the left knee. Plant both hands. Bring the right foot back for plank pose. Lower down all the way down into your belly. And completely relax. Now that we work a lot on our anterior chain, basically this part of our body, we're gonna be working on our posterior chain, which we don't normally do it that much on our yoga practice. And these are moves that are actually from calisthenics, but again, calisthenics or yoga is simply moving. And as long as you have the right intention in your calisthenics practice or in your yoga practice, and if it's helping you, that's all that matters. We're gonna begin with, let me actually catch my breath. You can also catch your breath, both forearms forward in front of you. Simply go to one side for crocodile pose. Allow your body to relax a bit, not too much. We still got a few things more to do. Now, the first movement that we're going to be doing is going to be thoracic extensions. I'm going to place both hands behind your head. You're going to bring the heels together, posterior to your pelvis, so you create a gap in your stomach. From here, keeping that posterior pelvic tilt, you're going to lift using your inhale as far as you can go, really working on your rectus spinae and basically your entire posterior chain. I'm gonna be going for 6 of those, trying to hold for 2 seconds at the top. At the beginning, it might only be this, that's totally fine, work with what you get. If you're more advanced, you can go into full right here, but I don't want you guys to go too much into lumbar extension. That's why I wanna keep that posterior pelvic tilt and focus more on that upper thoracic extension, which is where we lack the most and where it's harder to build mobility. So heels together, hands behind your head, posterior tilt pelvis, use your inhale, up, hold it for 1, 2, and down, 5 more, 5, 4, also bring the elbows back so your entire posterior chain is activated, your traps as well. 3, 2, glutes are engaged as well. 1, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders. I'm gonna go for a passive stretch cobra pose. Take a deep inhale, shoulders go back and down, and only press, keeping your arms bent as much as you can. It might be right here, it might be here, but I'd rather you are here than you are right here trying to strengthen your arms. So keep your arms bent. Use your fingers to pull yourself up so your shoulders are retracted and depressed, and you're activating the back side of your muscles, your body, and simply lift your chest. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come back down. You can rest again in crocodile, maybe on the opposite side, opposite elbows, and opposite to the other side. We're gonna be doing another round of those. I'm gonna be adding my hands up. I'm gonna be doing a W press. Again, you can still work only with the thoracic extensions for a couple of weeks. Then as you get stronger, you can work on the advanced variation. Now, as you get more stronger, you're gonna be going from here and then pressing up. And as you press, we're gonna external rotate, working on that external rotator group, which is super important, not only for calisthenics athletes, but for yogis as well, and for any individual, because we don't do enough of external rotation. One more round, only 6 reps with whichever variation you wanna choose for today in your practice. And then we're gonna be resting in a deeper back bend. If you notice the cobra position that we did, that is a passive stretch, and this is an active mobility. And you're gonna realize that this is my active mobility, and this is my passive mobility. Our goal is to match our active mobility as much as we can to our passive, even though it will never be as much as the passive one, but the goal is to increase that mobility and that control in that range of motion. Enough talking as always, I cannot help myself. Let's go for the second round, 6 reps of those. Either hands behind the head or hands right here in a W position. Use your inhale, lift posterior tibial pelvis, and press. 1, down. Exhale, inhale. Press and external rotate. Shoulders down. Let's go for 3 more. Inhale, actually 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Now we're gonna go for bow pose. It's a deeper back bend, so if cobra was too much, you can stay on that position. Or again, as you build more mobility, you can try this position. We're gonna bring the left foot towards us. We're gonna grab it towards the inside, so we create external rotation with the shoulder, then the opposite leg. And we're going to be lifting in 3, 2, 1, hand into the foot into the hand, chest is up. Extend your legs as much as possible. Look forward and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release now. We're gonna be moving now into Y raises for our lower traps, which are super important when it comes to scapula stability. And this movement, we're gonna place our hands forward. We're gonna rotate the arms so we create a Y position. Our shoulders are going to be depressed the entire time, so we target more the lower traps. The tendency is to elevate, keeping that depression and external rotation of the shoulders, and keeping that hollow body shape the entire time. You can place either your shin or your forehead in the mat. I'm gonna place my shin so I can talk. And from here, we're only going to lift as far as you can go. It might be here, it might be here. Just go as far as you can go. Avoid the internal rotation, always in external rotation, in arms completely straight and deep press. I'm gonna be going for 8 of those. Come down with a 1 or 2 second hold at the top. So find your arms completely straight in shoulder flexion. Open up, deep press the shoulders, externally rotate the shoulders. Hold the body shape, heels together, and use your breath to move. 3, 2, 1, go for 1, down, 2, 3, keep externally rotating the arms as much as possible, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. I'm gonna press back to plank. If you're doing this for the second, third, or fourth time, you can pause the video and do this for 2 to 3 times. I'm trying to keep this video short, but why races? Just one set. If you've never done it in your life, it's pretty intense. But as you do this routine and you become more stronger, if you're an advanced calisthenics athlete, you should be able to do 2 to 3 sets of those. Use your strength to push back into plank position. 3, 2, 1. Push it up. Going to jump through or simply step into a seated position. So if you want to practice your jump through, simply shift the weight forward, stack the hips forward, and jump back. Again, it doesn't have to look like that. I'm just giving you options so as you advance in your practice, you're going to be able to get to that position. For now, simply practice your jump through or just sit down with me. We're going to be moving now into the compression side of it. We're going to be doing L-sit as always. Amazing exercise for calisthenics as well as it's a yoga pose as well. We're going to be moving into a compression position and then into an extended position. Not a super compress and not a super extend because that could be dangerous for our body. We're simply going to be doing a 2-second L-sit hold. You're going to release down, bring the hands back. We're going to inhale for a reverse plank. So we also work on that shoulder extension of mobility that is useful for the back lever, Hefesto, and for pain-free dips and basically basic movement patterns that our shoulders get into extension. With that being said, we're gonna go for 2 rounds of those, doing 3 of each movement, 2 seconds L-sit, and then 2 seconds reverse plank. So in 3, you're gonna use your blocks to modify the L-sit. So 3, 2, 1, hold it for 1, 2, set it down, fingers back. If this is too much, you can open up, lift your chest, hold it for 1, 2, set it down, hands forward, L-sit for 1, 2, set it down, hands back, lift it up, 1, 2, set it down, hands forward, lift up for 1, 2, set it down, hands back, lift it up, 1, 2, set it down, inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, seated forward fold. You can place as many blocks as you need to so you can relax into the stretch. We're gonna be here for about 60 seconds. Try to not round right away, but create that anterior pelvic tilt of your pelvis. Lead with your chest, and simply, I'd rather that you are here than you are right here behind. You can also place a block underneath your sit bones to elevate your sit bones and make the pose more accessible to you. If you've been following all my videos, you know all those modifications. That's why I'm going a little bit faster. So if you are just meeting our channel for the first time and practicing with me for the first time, you're probably getting a little bit scared. So I recommend that you go back to our beginners videos and to all the other yoga practices that we have. Build your endurance and your strength for this different type of practice, if you will, and then come back to this practice because I know it's not an easy practice to do. 10 more seconds here. Try to relax your entire body, open up a little bit into the hamstrings, so all our presses, especially the straight arm presses, are more efficient. Slowly release down. I'm gonna demonstrate the next one with the blocks for all my beginners or beginner intermediate that want to modify the position. I'm gonna be doing an L-sit again. Let's go for 3 seconds this time, then 3-second reverse plank, 3 times of those. So 3, 2, 1, L-sit. If you want more intense, push the hip forward. 3, 2, 1, set it down, hands back, inhale, reverse plank, core tight, glutes tight, 3, 2, 1, set it down, 3, 2, 1, L-sit or V-sit, 3, 2, 1, set it down, hands back, inhale up, 3, 2, 1, set it down, L-sit or tuck L-sit, 3, 2, 1, set it down, hands back, inhale, 3, 2, 1, and set it down with control. Put the block away if you need them. Bring the soles of your feet together. I'm gonna be stretching now the inner groin and the inner hips. Try to rotate the soles of your feet as much as you can. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest, fall with your back as flat as possible until you can go. Maybe this is as far as you can go. That's totally fine. If you feel like you have enough range, begin to walk your hands forward and begin to relax into the stretch. Again, we're gonna be here for about 60 seconds, and I'm gonna be quiet for you guys to tune into your body and tune into your practice. Your next inhale, begin to come up. We're gonna finish with a little bit of core work. We're gonna be going from boat pose to Ardha Navasana, or lower hollow body shape. So from here, all the way down, keeping on, once we are in boat, our chest is up. As we begin to transfer, we begin to hollow up our body a little bit more. So the first thing that touches is our lumbar spine, and then the rest of our spine. We're gonna be going up, holding the boat pose for 3 seconds, then down for 3 seconds, then 2, 2, then 1, 1. And then we're gonna repeat that one more time. So just follow me. Bring your knees together. Another modification is simply be on tuck here, and also then lower down in being in this tuck hollow body shape. I rather that you're here than you're here and arching your back. Always remember that. Find your position where you really feel that engagement in your core. So 3, 2, 1, knees up. Hold it for 5. Actually, 3, 2, 1. Begin to lower down with control. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Point your toes. Inhale up for 2, 1. Lower down for 2, 1. Last one. Bring it up. Hold it for 1. And slowly, with control, lower it down. Let's hold this for 5 seconds. Bring your arms up or here, depending on your modification. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Set it down. Bring the soles of your feet together so we keep opening into the hips for laying butterfly. Allow your eyes to close if you feel like that's what your body is asking you to do. And if you made it this far into the practice, congratulations. It's not an easy practice. Probably if it was not easy for you, a lot of frustration came in, and that's okay. That's the battle that we go through. It's not about, it's about going through the physical challenges, but it's more about going through the mental challenges that arrive when we do any type of physical challenge. So accept those, do not judge it, and simply learn from it. Now go for one more round of those. So use your hands to come up. Let's go for 4 seconds. So we're gonna go in for 4 times. 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Again, if that's too much, simply modify by a tuck position, or just do 1 set. And as you do this practice over and over, again, I want you guys to see it as a goal. If you can complete this practice at the pace that I'm going, even with all the talking in between, then congratulations to you. And then leave it in the comment section down below, so I'll make a harder one. And if this is way too hard and you want an easier one, also leave it in the comment section down below. 3, 2, 1, bring it up for both. 4, 3, 2, 1, with control, round your spine. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up for 3, 2, 1. Lower down for 3, 2, 1. Bring it up for 2, 1. Lower down for 2, 1. You can also use your hands to assist you. Hold it for 1. Lower down. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Set it down. Place both hands to the outside. Open your knees or your heels wide. Bring both knees towards you. Give some massage to your lumbar spine. Rock side to side. Give yourself a hug for making it this far into your practice. We're almost there. I'm not going to be doing any back bend on this practice just because we did a lot of compression, and I also want to keep this video a little bit short. But if back bending is in your practice, if wheel or bridge is in your practice, by any means, go ahead and do it. So you can pause the video and do it. And again, let me know if you guys want this type of shorter videos where I kind of skip some parts that I would like to add. But for YouTube reasons, people like shorter practice. So let me know down below. We're gonna finish with Halasana and shoulder stand before that. So bring the heels towards your butt. You're gonna use your hands, legs straight, and you're gonna use your core to go up, and then you're gonna support with your hands. So you can press with the elbows and the tricep down into your mat. Use your core to go up, we go back, then support, create hip extension all the way up, and hold it here. I'm gonna hold this for about 30 seconds. It's a great inversion to get your body used to being upside down. Keep your glutes engaged. Biceps are also engaged. Gaze in one single point, either your belly button or your toes. Keep lifting. If you need to adjust your hands, adjust them. And slowly bring the legs back for Halasana to finish off stretching the posterior chain of your body. You can remain right here, or you can clasp your hands behind your back and open up through the chest and shoulders. Slowly release. Place your hands on your lumbar spine so you can transfer safely into a laying position. Let's finish with a twist. As always, bring the left knee towards you. Twist it over towards the right. Look towards your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Right knee towards you. Twist it over towards the left. Look over your right shoulder. It can be on a 90-degree angle, or it can be completely extended forward. Slowly go back to center. Bring both heels towards you for happy baby. Open up a little bit the hips before we end the practice. Rock side to side, like a baby, like a child. Go back to your essence. Go back to who we are before the world told us who we should be. Slowly release the legs down. For Shavasana, bring the feet to the four corners of your mat, hands facing up to receive. Allow your eyes to close for this final meditation. Find any adjustments that you want to do before relaxing. And begin to scan your body from your feet all the way till the crown of your head until every piece of your being is relaxed. Let go of any tension that you might still have. And if you find any tension, do not judge it. Simply observe it and allow it to go. We tend to see our practice and our life and everything around us as something that we need to control, when in reality the only thing that we should be doing is observe. Once we observe and once we let go of any need to control those things, magically or for some reason they actually fall into place. So whether this practice was hard for you and you were judging yourself, also accept that it's another thought. If you killed it, then do not get attached to that either, but simply observe it and learn from it. And if anything about your life or any situation that you might be going through appear during the practice, or at any moment for that matter, allow it to be there, allow yourself to feel, and it will eventually disappear. Keeping your eyes closed, rock to either side of your mat for a fetus position. Shavasana, the previous position, represents death in yoga, and this position represents birth. So it's a new beginning of new things in our life. Keeping your eyes closed, ideally, use your hands to press yourself up and find a comfortable seated position. Any position works, cross-legged, lotus pose, whichever you like. Place both hands under your knees, stand tall, and do a final scan in your body, releasing any tension that you might still have. Bring both hands to your heart center. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you and for practicing with me. May all living beings be happy and free. You may open your eyes. Namaste. I thought I was facing forward, actually. All right, family. There you have it. This is the video. This was the practice. If it was way too intense, as always, see it as a goal. Let me know in the comment section down below if this is what was way too intense. If I see many comments saying, Gabo, I cannot modify the practice, or this was out of this world or another level, I'll make sure to do the same type of routine for more beginner athletes. I just wanted to cover this for all my lower calisthenics athletes that are in a higher level and then wants to step in their mat, and maybe they don't like too much flexibility, or they think that yoga might be boring. And again, yoga, it simply means union, and whether you're doing push-ups or whether you're doing weight raises or you're doing a downward facing dog, what truly matters is the intention that you put into your practice, not only into your yoga practice, but in calisthenics and in your life in general. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment down below what else do you want to see on this channel. We're running a Black Friday sale. You can save 4.5 months on all yearly memberships to the SM Academy for more routines like this, both for yoga, calisthenics, and balancing. We have the workout creator where you can have different moves and create your own workouts. You have the home workout experience, which is a mix of calisthenics and yoga. And you have Cosmic Flow, which is weekly yoga flows. You got lectures, so you learn as well as you practice, and a bunch of other stuff, without mentioning the amazing and supportive community that we have. All the information is going to be down in the description. This is the biggest sale that we have done so far, and it's the biggest sale of the year, and we will not do it until the next year. So I hope to see you all inside the academy, and if I don't see you inside the academy, I will see you all next week. Much love. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a yoga routine for calisthenics athlete. Creo que sí, calisthenics athlete. Si quieres corta ahí. A yoga routine for calisthenics athlete.